Drake is one of my favorite rappers. I've been defending this man for about 15 years at this point. I've been listening to him since I was like 14 or something. But we need to have an honest conversation. Drake released his highly anticipated album For All the Dogs last Friday, and like with all Drake albums, it came out to mixed reviews. I woke up in the morning, my group text talking about how amazing this album is. I checked Twitter, people saying how fire the music is, and then around 3-4 p.m, that's when I started to notice people were saying this album is mid, and then here comes the think pieces. I don't let people influence me because I think everyone is crazy, but I didn't hear this album until late Friday night, and I've heard this album maybe about 4 times, and my opinion might change down the road, but as of right now, I actually agree with a lot of the criticism. This album is just okay. And I know it sounds crazy because I get called an Aubrey Angel, a Drake stan, all these different types of names, but I'm not biased to anyone. I don't know any of these niggas. For me being a reasonable and logical music fan, me not liking this album takes nothing away from Drake. It doesn't take away anything he's already done in his career. To me, he's top 3, at the worst top 5. But let's talk about this album. First of all, this album seems long as hell. Drake always puts out long albums. This album has a runtime of 1 hour and 26 minutes, which makes it his 3rd longest album behind Certified Lover Boy and Scorpion. For the most part, every Drake album is 1 hour long, but this seems to really drag. Track 1 comes on titled Virginia Beach and immediately red flag. This was a red flag because I'm from Virginia, and when I was in college, I was in the Virginia Beach area for 4 years, so that's like a second home to me. But who's from Virginia Beach? Pharrell and Pusha T. But we did learn that there is a Virginia Beach in Canada as well, but I don't care. Drake is petty. Drake does a lot of things with the double meaning. To me, in some way, shape, or form, this is still a taunt to Pharrell and Pusha T. On first listen, I didn't really like this song, but it's kind of grown on me since. Regardless, to me, this is one of his worst intro records. It kind of reminded me of Search and Rescue in a way, and I hate that song. I still think that song is artificial intelligence. And then the second song, Amen, comes on, and I'm confused at what we're doing with this album. First off, the Meek Mill and Drake record from 30 years ago is 100 times better than this, and this Tizo touchdown guy, I don't know much about him, but I thought he sounded really good on this. The song just seemed unfinished. Drake just hops in, does one verse, and then he's out. Like, did he take this song from Tizo? This album is 23 tracks long. He could have just taken this off, given this record to that kid, and let him make a full song out of it. The next few songs, Calling For You, Fear of Heights, Daylight, what are we doing? And it's not even necessarily that the music is bad, it's just, why is Drake making this? Why is Drake talking about Shot 'em in Daylight? This is good hype background music, like this would go crazy in the gym, but as a music fan and talking about one of the greats, what are we doing? And that Adonis verse, if you even want to call it that, that shit was weak as hell. That is a joke, Hank. First person shooter with J. Cole, I thought that song was fire, but Drake got washed. And don't get me wrong, I did like Drake on this song. It's just J. Cole is on another level. Like, J. Cole came on this song like he wasn't playing any games, and Drake was just kind of going through the motions. See, y'all ain't even catch the damn joke. And then we get I Don't Give a with Yeat, and this song fucking sucks. I know Yeat is a popular rapper, and I thought he sounded good on the hook, but his verse was trash. I tried listening to his music. Garbage. Tracks 1 through 8 are just background music you listen to when you're going about your day. Drake is too great to be making mindless background music. Once we hit track 9, this is where we go on the run. The first time I heard Slime You Out was on this album, and I loved that song. Usually rappers rap the entire alphabet, but Drake off the top of my head is the only one that I can remember that rapped the months throughout the entire year. I'm sure he's not the first one. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comment section, some underground rapper or something, but I thought that was cool, even though the July one, the You Lie, July, terrible. Also, Drake is foul and corny for that whip like an American slave line. I'm not even Mr. Pro-Black Dr. Umar type of guy, but for a black Jewish Canadian to say that, as a black man from the South, that's not cool. But Bahamas Promises, Tried Our Best, Drew a Picasso, Members Only, What Would Pluto Do? All fire. I heard the leak for What Would Pluto Do months ago, and I do like this song, but the hook on this is complete nasty work. This man said, what would Pluto do? He'd have sex with this girl, so I did it.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
All the parties featuring Chief Keef. I am glad that Keef's part was short because I don't want to hear anything from him in 2023. I love Chief Keef. He's a legend. That was my era when I was young and stupid running around the streets when I was 18. 8 a.m. in Charlotte. What is there really to say? Great song. The Bad Bunny record was hard when Drake wasn't rapping. Rich Baby Daddy with Sexyy Red. I can't even lie. That song is fire. I hated that song when I first heard it, but I need to be in the club surrounded by some women, cause I see the vision. Another late night featuring Lil Yachty. I never want to hear Lil Yachty rap again. I think he's terrible, hot garbage. He sounded like on that J. Cole record. It's incredible to me how he's been garbage for almost 10 years. And I feel bad for saying that because he seems like a really nice guy. Away From Home I thought was cool, and Polar Opposites I thought was a weak outro. It felt kinda underwhelming. This was a long album, so that's just a quick summary of some of my thoughts on the songs. But let's talk about the bigger issue here. Drake is a liar. This man said out his own mouth, "I'm tired of people saying they miss the old Drake. I'ma give it to you." What about this album will be considered the old Drake? Is he saying that the old Drake is everything before 2023? Nothing about this album is so far gone. Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. This reminded me of Dark Lane demo tape, and he sounded like he wanted to be a 20-year-old SoundCloud rapper. Why is Drake making music about popping perks and shooting ops? He had so many lines about doing drugs that I was taking notes, and then I stopped. Addy in my system, I see a op, I might hit him. I know you don't do perks, baby, but that's the perk a day to me. Who was this album made for? He sounds like the old guy that's trying to sound cool in the club. No sense of direction, the sound is all over the place. This sounds like a playlist. And you can say that he's been doing this for years now, but at least on those albums, it sounded good. He was talking about pills and flexing on women on her loss, but Drake was still rapping his ass off. He sounded hungry on that album. This album is just Drake saying whatever, and I respect Drake's pen, 40's ear, Boy Wonder, and other people in that camp too much to believe that they sat back, listened to this man rap, played it back, and was like, yeah, this sounds good. She called my number, leave her hanging, she got dry cleaned. Got you out here moving waist like a belt. She's a stewardess, I should probably go get her the plain Jane. I've been out here defending this man against Kendrick. I stay with the O like a tie, I stay with the O like a bagel, I stay with the O like a lifesaver. If I don't pay your rent, it end up like an old hairstyle, girl, it's past due. We in the club with your gay friends, always put you on a straight flight. Alright, that one made me chuckle. I want to crack behind you like a joke. I want to lift you up like your hopes. I want to tear your box out like a coach. Get inside and bend a dick like the Pope. Oh my God. Beg for a 10 like I'm broke. I want us hanging in the summer like a coat. Girl, I want to slide in your box like a vote. I swear I almost threw my AirPods when I was hearing this. They probably did multiple takes for this, and they thought this was good. Drake says he's gonna step away for a while for health reasons, and while I do hope he's okay, I say good. He sounds like he really needs to. He sounds so uninspired. We got 4 albums from Drake in 3 years, and at this point, it feels like he only does it because it's something to do. He's accomplished everything at this point. There's nothing left for him to prove. It's kind of like the joke when people say he's just doing side missions just to do it. He's about to break the record for the most #1s ever. He has classic albums, classic singles, the album sales, the awards, the money, the endorsement deals. What else does he have to prove? Drake has been making autopilot music for years now. Like, he did this random BARK radio thing at the end of some of his songs. And for what? Like, it would have been cool if Snoop Dogg or somebody was like the DJ throughout the album. Like, that could have been cool, but it just comes off as random and a way for Drake to flex the type of people that he knows. Right now, I don't like this album, and it pains me to say that, but I'll still give you guys my top 5 songs. No order. First Person Shooter, Bahamas Promises, Drew a Picasso, What Would Pluto Do, and 8 AM in Charlotte. But who knows, my opinion on this album might change down the road, because I remember when Views came out, I hated that album. I wrote a whole article slandering it. I look like Joe Budden without the sweaty tank top, so only time will tell. But if Drake really does take a step back and he disappears from hip hop, if you think rap music was down this year, oh boy. Oh boy. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. What are your thoughts on this album? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you think Drake needs to mature and act his age? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell someone you love them. Till next time. See you in the next life.